Palm people, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm not necessarily sure when this is going to premiere because I've honestly just been making videos back to back and then just kind of uploading them to YouTube, and whenever they premiere, they premiere. But I'm trying to drop at least consistently every single Wednesday. You should expect a video from me. So yeah, that's the goal. However, today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I think is kind of not really talked about enough, and I think I pride myself on touching different topics that are relevant to our current society, but that no one's really like talking about, like the effects or anything like that. So today I'm going to be talking about how the 2020s decade has been affecting, like why it's been so collectively difficult as a society. We have been living through a lot of different shifts. By the way, I'm 29 right now. I will be 30 in a few months here. And when the 2020s started, so in 2020 to be exact, I was 24. So it was a very pivotal time, like during my 20s, and it absolutely fucked up a lot. I think like I have mixed feelings because even during 2020, that was like the year I traveled the most and stuff. So it was just a lot of stuff going on. So I wanted to get into, and if you're watching this and you're somebody that has felt like emotionally unregulated or dysregulated, and it's just like trying to understand why the 2020s have been as difficult as they've been, I'm here to kind of like help you guide yourself as to, you know, why that is the way it is. So first and foremost, there has been a level of uncertainty that human beings are just not able to grasp mentally, if that makes sense. Like there has been a level of uncertainty in the world, in all aspects, in future jobs, in future like future society, AI taking over. There's just been so many different things politically. I can tell you guys, Trump got elected in 2016, and I can tell you it was as terrible as it was then as it is now. Mind you, Joe Biden didn't do anything better, so I was actually extremely disappointed in like the Democrats and stuff, but this is not a video about politics. I'm just trying to tell you guys like how everything has collectively been affecting us. So first and foremost, high level of uncertainty across the board. Number two, a lot of like security, or when it comes to like finances and stuff, there's been a lot of upflux with that because we have been experiencing a really interesting job market during this time. There has been a lot of layoffs. There has been a lot of just like bullshit going on when in regards to burnout culture. That is another thing that I will talk about. I think a lot of you know, younger and older Gen Z and millennials collectively as generations, we are all over the burnout and these companies, especially, you know, in the context of America. I'm speaking only in the context of the United States. But you know, there has been a level of like disconnect and a lot of people like quiet quitting or like literally just doing the bare minimum at work because we're tired of the expectations being here in regards to like what is expected of you as an employee, and like you busting your ass and doing the most for these companies that literally will sit there and want to keep you exactly where you're at and only give you like 3% every single year as an increase. So again, some bullshit in that capacity. So that has also been a collective thing. Like people want to be more fulfilled. People want to be more balanced within their life. People are realizing that, you know, working and staying at a cubicle your whole life is not it, and we want more for ourselves. We want more for our kids. Additionally, there's been a lot of issues going on, again, socially and climate wise too. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff at stake right now that our generation is going to be the one to suffer through that in the future. And that's another reason, like I said, I'll probably do a separate video on like why I'm so passionate about like fashion sustainability, to be exact, and like why, because the thing is like I've been thrifting my whole life, but at the end of the day, like I also understand like landfills, and I also understand like how fast fashion is really ruining a lot of stuff. So I'll do a separate video on that. But there's just a lot of like shitty things going on climate wise that are also just not like a good situation. So again, I think collectively with the social stuff, with the political stuff, with what's it called, burnout culture at work, with layoffs, financial instability, like it's just a lot of negative things. So I want to take a moment, and if you've made it to this far in this video, to kind of like give you your props for, you know, standing your ground. And we don't have a choice, obviously we have to live through these things. But you know, we should give ourselves props for how resilient we've been these past few years, because they have been far from easy. And the last thing too that I will say, that, oh my god, I've talked about this so like throughout my channel throughout the years, and it's literally only getting worse. Like we're in a space now that we are quite literally like bombarded with information on a daily fucking basis. Like we hop on Instagram. Most of like our generation gets our like news, quote unquote, from Twitter, from Threads, from Instagram, from like whatever, YouTube. Like we are bombarded with negative information consistently across the board. That's why it's so important. Like even me currently, like I decided as a content creator, like it's kind of difficult because you don't want to give up like creating your content, because you need to be active on these platforms like not all the time, you know what I mean? But ultimately, like you do have to take a step back. Like me personally with Instagram, I was getting way too overstimulated with like the amount of information, the amount of scrolling. Like you can really get lost in that mentally. And so that's why it's so important to like limit your usage and do stuff like that, because honestly it's not gonna stop. It's only gonna get worse. Honestly, I don't see any media outlet trying to switch up, you know, the amount of information. And the thing is things are happening so quickly, and social media is also extremely quickly. So like you can get the information out extremely quickly. So you have to do like your due diligence to go out of your way to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health and you're not feeling like overstimulated by the amount of information we are bombarded by. But yeah, so those are all the things I will say about the topic, and I just wanted to end on a positive note. And I want to remind you that, again, if you are a younger Gen Z, or if you're older Gen Z, or you're a millennial watching this, like we are made to be resilient. Like we are made to live through this. And ultimately, like again, only the strong survive. Like you have to be resilient through all the bullshit, and let it kind of fuel like who you are and where you're going in your life, versus feeling just unmotivated or crushed by whatever's going on in society, because that's not going to stop anytime soon. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope it was informative to some capacity. You are not alone. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more content, or follow me on all my socials. I'm only active on TikTok as of right now, but by the time this uploads, maybe I'll be back on Instagram. I don't know, but I'm currently just active on TikTok and YouTube. So I will see y'all in my next video.